Manchester. Dull, grey, rainy, wet, miserable. Time to leave the city. There's nothing more ubiquitous than the sounds and the sight of the British seaside. The sound of seagulls in the air, amusement arcades, ice cream vendors, fish and chip places, old age people's bungalows and houses. And there it is, folks. The Irish Sea, lapping at the shores of Prestatyn. It's good to be next to the sea again. Why are we all drawn to it? Far out, maybe you can pick it up on the iPhone camera. Oil rigs and wind turbines. Quite a breeze today, so they must be packing a punch. And we're going this way. West, deeper into Wales. Morning campers, how the devil are you? You join me on a brisk Sunday morning on the north coast of Wales. Somewhere over there is the coast of Liverpool and Merseyside. But today I've come back to Prestatyn to do a little bit more of my coastal meanders of the UK. On the beach with the salty sea air in my lungs, and I'm looking forward to it. My mum used to love walking on the beach and looking for shells and stones and nice things. There's a nice one, look. I love these ones because they've got all those little ridges on the side. Beautiful. Come on, I'm not going to leave you behind. Sand is a weird thing as well, isn't it? See how many grains of sand there are actually in my small handful here? Probably thousands at least. I would say, I don't know, 50,000 grains. Perhaps that's a bit overestimation, but... And then you look at the vast expanse of sand. Again on this one small, short journey I'm making today. And scientists say that there's more planets in the universe than there are grains of sand on the planet. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe. Maybe there's a guy with a stupid hat walking somewhere along a coastline on another beach on another planet somewhere in the universe, wondering exactly the same thing. I wonder whether he's going to have fish and chips at the end. To be honest, I wonder whether I'm going to have fish and chips at the end. What the hell is this? It's weird, isn't it? Spongy. It's like an egg sac. But an egg sac or what? Look at that I just found. Beautiful crystals. It's like a piece of Wagyu beef. And here the beach really is chucking up more shells and stones, which is nice. I like how I can rummage but it is delaying me, if I'm totally honest, in my journey to there. Look at that! What's it like? It's not like, not a burger. It's like a cross between a burger and a croquette. It's making me hungry. And right over there in the distance, just about to see what looks like a real lifeboat. Right over there in the distance you can see I think it's a Land Rover of some kind that's obviously used to transport people to and from the lifeboat, which is there. And just as I finish that last bit, I can see guys down on the shoreline there and a large sound of an engine, and the boat is actually going out. I hope it's not an emergency, that'd be awful. I seem to remember there's last walk I went on, if you remember, there was a murder or a lady found dead somewhere on Hadfield Reservoir, so I hope this is just a practice run. There's lots of guys still on the beach there, look. It's making an awful sound. It looks like there's something behind it. I'm on maximum zoom, but it does look like there's something behind it perhaps which is pushing it out. Nice to know as well that fish and chips in Welsh is Pysgod and Syglodion. Can I have a portion of Pysgod and Syglodion, please? We're halfway through February at the moment, so it's obviously still the wintry months despite the lovely sunshine today. But this little amusement park, it obviously closes down for the winter. I do wonder just how busy it is in the height of summer. As with a lot of British seaside resorts, there's been a sharp decline in people having holidays here, and this style of holiday, with it being so cheap to go abroad now. So it's quite sad in a way. We just don't have the weather for it in the UK, is the main problem, I think. Oh look, big giant strawberry. But yeah, the decline of the British seaside, which probably has had some sort of revival since COVID and people not being able to travel abroad, but I don't know. Oh, look at these buggers. Look at the size of these buggers. They'd still eat fish and chips, no problem. It does look like this bridge has some sort of mechanism. They do look like hydraulic pumps, so maybe this bridge can lift up and down as is necessary, just leaving the central pillar probably to let larger boats through. Wonder if it still happens. There's so many rivers in Manchester, it doesn't anymore. Oh, look at that, beautiful. And this is the River Clwyd, I think. Apologies if I'm butchering the name. Clwyd, I think the spelling is. As is typical. Welsh doesn't seem to have any vowels, although I am assured by my Welsh friend that they have more than English. Isn't it lovely? It's lovely. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Boat rides and fishing trips. Ah, it's quite happening in Rhyl. Quite like it. If you remember from my Chester to Prestatyn video, I did it on a bike, cycle route 5, there we are. And I was tempted to do this bit on the bike again today, seeing as it's probably one of the last few bits of Welsh coast that I can do on a bike, with it being hilly and cliffy after that probably. But I didn't want to cram my bike into the back of my car, and I didn't want to rely on trains, so here I am. Good to get the feet walking. Some sort of boat park, it seems. Oh. What do you have to do to own a boat? Are they expensive? Are they expensive to run? They take a lot looking after. Is it passed down through the family? Is it just for fun or for fishing? You always see loads of boatyards with boats just parked up. Very rarely see any out at sea, so when do they use them? These are the questions that enter my head as I walk through the duney bit back to the beach. Just found this is an unusual thing, look. Bright orange flecks in the creases in the stone. Never seen that colour before. Wonder what that's from. So I was looking at the promontory over in the distance, that one there, and I'm having a guess now that that's probably Anglesey, although I didn't realise Anglesey was quite so cliffy, and that this closer one here is actually Llandudno, because I do know that on that promontory there they do have like this little mountain railway thing that takes you to the top of the hill. Let's find out. Curious as to what those birds are there. Black and white with I think some kind of orange bill. Are they oyster catchers perhaps? Well, either the beach is getting narrower or the tide is coming in. I think it's coming in. Look at that. This little stream here is so easy to get cut off. You see the whirlpool just there in that little bit as the tide rushes in. So easy to get cut off. I'm glad, they're walking their dogs over there. And I'm glad I'm not there, because every minute that goes past, this channel here is becoming deeper and deeper. And I wouldn't want to have to wade across it. At least what I thought was a rocky bit here, where I thought I might sit down for a minute, but although they look like rocks, it's just mud. How weird. Well, finally arrived at Pantry Back Shop and Cafe, which I think is in a place called Pensarn. This looks like another little seaside resorty place, cafes and stuff. I'm gonna have fish and chips, and I'm sure it's lovely, but I just didn't fancy it. Right next to the railway line, of course, here. So I guess that's the station over the other side with the big chimneys. I think, as far as I know, the railway line runs all the way along the coast here, so you're never too far from a railway line, at least, if not a station. But I've got about half an hour or so before the journey back, so I'm going to go and look for a place to have a quick half. Goodbye, Wales. I'll be back again soon to finish you off. Abergele and Pensarn, that's it, the name of it. See what else Abergele has got to offer. Well, I found a nice little boozer sitting in the pub garden with a pint of Guinness to see me on my way. bus journey, train journey, and then car drive home. And I'm looking forward to the next adventure. I think this was part 6. Stay tuned for part 7 coming soon.